Hello, fourth grade distance learners. Mr. Rasky here, coming at you with some more science. Today we're talking about energy, but specifically magnetism. So as you cruise through this slideshow, slide number 2 has an amazing Bill Nye video. Click here. It'll teach you all about magnetism. He'll take you to places I won't even get to. He is awesome. Please check that video out. Then we're going to keep cruising through the slideshow here. This is a magnet, all right? And I know magnets can come in horseshoe shapes or maybe a bar shape, but this one here comes in a circle. What are the physical properties of the object? What do you notice about it? What can you see? And then what can the object do? And I'm hoping you know a little bit about magnets for this. This is just to kind of spark your memory about them. Hopefully you've used those in the past. The object is a magnet. It's called a permanent magnet because it's always magnetic. There are some objects that we can rub off magnetism on for a little while, but it doesn't always stay. So this is a permanent magnet. It stays. Next, what sticks and what conducts? And before you do this activity, you need to log into FOSS, but also you need to have scratch paper and pencil, and you're going to make this chart. These items right here, are the items that you're going to go through on the slideshow. So you have to have the object, and then conducts electricity, have a column for that. Conducts electricity, yes, you can spell it correctly, it's right here on your screen. And then you need a column for sticks to the magnet. So you're going to study these objects right here to see if they conduct electricity and if they stick to the magnet. Next, we are going to open up a new tab. You are going to go to the elementary resource page, and you are going to find FOSS. You need to have FOSS open. When you click on FOSS, remember, click the Remember Me. Hopefully it remembers you longer. Log in with Clever. So we clicked on FOSS and then log in with Clever. Now, it should ask us for our Google email and password. Hopefully it does. We can sign in with Google. If not, we have to search our school. Remember doing that in the past. You have to search for Harrison Elementary and then scroll down and find Brainerd Public Schools, Harrison Elementary or Garfield or Baxter, or whatever elementary you are at, one of the 6. It does take a little time. Mine loaded and remembered me, so I didn't need to do that. You may have to click on Sign in with Google, and you may have to find your school. We've done that many times. I am in, so I am good. Mine's a little different than yours. I do recognize that. So get signed in to FOSS. If you need an adult to help you, make sure that they do. Now, we'll go back to this slide here on slide number 5, and we'll click here for the FOSS online activity. When I click there, I then get a link to click on. Now, this one's a little bit slow today, so I don't have it loaded up and ready to go. Maybe I do over here. Oh, I do. And so you will go through these objects right here, and you will test them, and then you will see if they are magnetic or not. So we'll take this iron nail, and if we click on it, oh, it's not going to let me because I signed out and signed back in. But you'll test it. And when you are done, you will click Done to go to the next object. The nice thing about this website is they have a help button. So when you're going through it on here, click on the help button. It'll show you. It really does a nice job. It speaks to you of going through each one of those. I will say that getting started on here, though, is really slow. So it does a nice job of once you get going, taking you through there, but it is slow to start, and it gives you a little loading screen that takes, honestly, at least a minute. So grab yourself a drink of water, give yourself some stretches, whatever you need to do so you can stay focused, but it does take a minute to load on your screen. So do that experiment online using the FOSS online activity. Make sure you complete this table completely. Does it conduct electricity? That means you'll see the motor spin. Yay, it does. And then you'll stick it to a magnet. Does it stick to a magnet? You'll be yes and yes, or yes and no, or no and yes, or no and no for each one of those, because we want to start to see if there's a pattern. Results. And now here's where you may want to pause the video if you want to see what the results are, because I'm going to give away some answers here coming up, but not all the answers, so just something to think about. But here are the results. Were you surprised by any of the results when you tested them? Maybe you had a hypothesis in your mind that, oh, this is what it's going to be like, and maybe it was, or maybe it wasn't. So I always find that to be interesting, to be thinking ahead of time having that educated guess, that hypothesis of what you think is going to happen. Is there anything you notice that's the same about all the things that stick to magnets? So is there anything that they all have in common? And I will tell you, there were a couple items that surprised me. Are there any metals that do not stick to the magnets? What pattern did you see? All right, and I'm not going to give away any answers, but there is a pattern. So were there any metals that did not stick to the magnet? We assume metal would stick to the magnet. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. What do you think is different about all the metal items that stick to magnets and the metal items that don't? And again, I've already spoiled it a little bit there, but not all of them will. So what did you notice about the ones that stick, and what do you notice about the ones that don't stick? Results, some more. Iron. Iron is one common metal that sticks to magnets. Sometimes it's mixed together with other metals to make steel. So steel is iron and other metals mixed together. Iron is more like the wrought iron. It's the base component of steel. If a magnet sticks to an object, that object is a material of iron or steel. So if it sticks, it's iron or steel. Vocabulary. We talked about magnets, an object that sticks to iron or steel. A permanent magnet, an object that always sticks to iron or steel. Iron, a metal that sticks to a magnet. Steel, a metal that is made of iron and other metals. Steel sticks to a magnet. What materials stick to magnets? And you should have that already written in and filled in your chart. One last thing maybe for you to do would be go to your fridge. See if there's any magnets on your fridge. I know ours is full of them. And then go exploring in your house. See if you can find any steel or iron that you can stick your magnets to from your fridge. Be sure to ask your family before you do that, but that's a great activity kind of to explore your house to see if you find any other magnets. All right, that pretty much wraps it up. You should take a good look at this table. It should be in your notes. You should have what sticks and conducts activity completed. You do that so that you get your answers for your table. You will have a quiz on Friday. We will be using answers from that table, so please make sure you do this activity and know what's going on. And of course, enjoy slide 2. Bill Nye always does an amazing job. So we're talking about magnetism today. Hopefully you get a chance to get into that FOSS curriculum and play around with it. You get to watch a little Bill Nye video and maybe explore in your home. As always, you keep learning, distance learners.